Wonders and Arts. This is part 2 of a baby-themed craft video series, I suppose. 2 of 2, we'll say. Well, maybe. Who knows? We might do more. In the last video, we made this beautiful diaper cake here for a co-worker of Julie's who is very soon to have a baby, a little baby boy. So we made this diaper cake, and so today we are also going to make something baby themed, and we're going to attempt to make a wreath for a baby theme. Now, I'm by no means an expert on wreath making. I have tons of stuff in my craft stash that I'd like to get rid of in some way, shape, or form. So most of this I already had, and we're just going to see how it goes. So what I have today that we will probably use most of, I have a wreath form. Pretty sure this came from Dollar Tree, I think. And then I have some, as these call it, fuzzy sticks, chenille stems, pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call it. A couple of different versions of those. Trusty scissors, you always need scissors for crafting. Several different colors of ribbon, mostly blue, and then this sparkly one we may or may not use. We'll see how it goes. I have some yarn just in case we need something else to tie things with. A couple of different colors of Deco Mesh. This is the large, or the tall versions of it. I actually wish I had the ones that are half this size. I find those are easier to work with, but this is what I had, so we're going to try to use it and get rid of it. I also have this funky, meshy, snowy looking ribbon stuff. I don't even know where this came from, but we may use it. And then also some just regular mesh. This may come in handy for again, tying things onto the wreath once we get to that point. I did also want to point out, I do have a couple of smaller wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. These are definitely from the Dollar Tree. That you could use as well. I've seen people make diaper wreaths not using Deco Mesh, but using actual diapers to do, which we're not going to do today, but you take the wreath form and you stick the diaper on it like so, and kind of gather it up here maybe with a rubber band or something, or a ribbon, or even a chenille stem, and then just go all the way around the ring. You could do that with this ring form as well. It'd be quite a large wreath, however, so I thought that would not, we wouldn't try that because that would just be huge. But if you want us to do that, these little smaller wreath forms might be perfect for that sort of application. So that's the supplies that I'm starting with. So I'm going to prep a few things, and then we'll come back and talk about that in a second. So that's probably a good start for these. So we've done 2 on each of these little sections here. So I think what we're gonna do is start with the white mesh, I think. So we'll see, we're just experimenting here. Again, I am not a professional at this. You can find so many videos on YouTube of people who do this for a living, and they make the most gorgeous wreaths out of this stuff.
Again, don't do what we do.
This is not likely to be as good of a caliber as those, but we'll do our best. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this mesh, get these out of the way. I'm just gonna gather it up at one end here so it's not flapping all over the place. And what I wanna do is pick a starting point and attach this to our wreath form. So we're just gonna choose one of these fuzzy sticks or whatever you wanna call it and get it on there as tight, and probably wrap it back down. Oh! Don't do that, Julie. These are cheap fuzzy sticks, so we will attach. If you're using the dollar store fuzzy sticks, be very careful.
They are flimsy,
so don't do that. starting again. I'm gonna gather this end here, sort of group it together, and then we'll just try to attach these on here, wrap it, and then probably go back down through the wire and wrap it on the back side as well. That way, hopefully you won't have the fuzzy sticks sticking out the front of your wreath.
But if you do have fuzzy sticks, you can also use these to attach items.
Well, I've got plenty of fuzzy sticks, so we can have as many as we want. Okay, so there we go. And so what I want to do now is kind of just gather it together and kind of like a bubble, right? See how this is kind of like a bubble here? And we'll move to this next little section of the wreath form. And since this one's on the inside, I will probably go to the outside to attach the other side of this bubble here on the wreath form. And you can probably make it as big as you want. I've got a decent amount there, so we'll make it about that large. Again, try not to break them apart as you're attaching these. And go back down through, attach it together. Okay, and we'll just continue to do that around the wreath. Okay, so we've got our little poofs going here. You can move, since they're not really attached to these little crossbars here, you can spread them out and shape them however you want. We also have them meeting down here at the bottom, so probably what will happen is this will be where we put our big focal piece of the wreath, just to cover up this naughty section here. So we're gonna take scissors and cut this off right about there. So we have, she's free, our bubbles. See, they're all kind of bubbly. They're not perfect, but it'll do. What's that?
That'll
do, pig. Just kidding. Okay, so now we're gonna take this
We're very tired.
Blue and white striped mesh. We're gonna do similar here, but what we're gonna do is where this one was on the inside, we're gonna start this blue and white on the outside and alternate as well, so it's kind of hopefully weaving in and out. We'll see how it goes.
Right around.
Instead of starting where we started with the white, we might start in the middle so that the bubble fills in the blank space here. Okay, so we've gone through, we still have quite a bit of this blue mesh through. It's, decently full, but I think what we'll do is we'll actually go another round with the blue mesh, just to make it even fuller. So we're just gonna go back around again with this blue mesh and see if we can make it even fuller. Okay, so we've used all the blue, which is good because then now it's not even stashed anymore, so that's good. So there are some areas that are a little less full than others, but we can camouflage that with some of the accoutrement that we're going to put on there to add to the wreath to make it an actual baby wreath. You can use these mesh wreaths to do Christmas wreaths or winter wreaths or Valentine's wreaths or whatever you want to do. I mean, it's not the best looking, but we will improve it some, hopefully, with adding some stuff to it.
Okay, so what we ended up doing was taking a lot of the things that we had bought, that Julie had gotten at the Dollar Tree and at the Target that we did not use on the diaper cake previously. We have a few little toys, a little elephant lovey, some chain ring toys, a little washcloth made into a bear, some little wash mitts, a couple of bibs, all that sort of stuff. We just took as many things as we could find that we had left, some little squishy books and things like that, and attached them all to the wreath. So it can be a decorative item for a while, and then when they want to take things off of them, they can take them off one at a time, or they can take them all off and put the wreath away, or do whatever they want to with it. But we think it turned out nice. And then we used some more of that, the last of that It's a Boy ribbon to fill in as well, to add just another little accent to the piece. And it turned out pretty well, we think.
So here's our finished wreath. As you can see, we hung lots and lots of stuff on it. The fuller the better, right? We used these little chain toy links to sort of go around. We used the leftover of the It's a Boy ribbon that we used on the diaper cake previously to sort of fill into. We attached things with the fuzzy sticks, chenille stems. Some stuff just automatically had a point where we could attach it. We used some ribbon to tie on a few things. So whatever means you need to get it on there. Again, it's not perfect. We are not professionals, but
And we just watched a YouTube tutorial on how to make the bears from the receiving blankets.
Yep, and then there's a washcloth bear up here. So those are cute. So there we go. That's the finished wreath. So hopefully Julie's coworker will enjoy it.
Cross your fingers.
So I think that's all for now.
Thanks.
See you next time. Remember, Amy, when we went to that, what was that store? That toy store?
It was
In Gaston Mall?
Yeah. Was it John's
Toy and Hobby.
Yes, where we went to find pipe cleaners, because that's what we've always called them, is pipe cleaners.
Pipe cleaner.
And we went in and we asked one of the workers, hey, do you have any pipe cleaners? And they go, you mean Chanel stems?